What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the broader market. After that we're going to check the option flow for all three of them. So today AMC was up for 0.5% for the day. It had a high of $21.70. The average volume on AMC is around 47.59 million, but today's volume was around 71.62 million. So definitely the today's volume was slight bit higher than the yesterday's volume. Still the stock price didn't go up that much. Now, as we know, the pump that we are experiencing in the overall market, the majority of the stocks are going up. In all those stocks there is hardly any volume coming in, so this is a fake pump that we are experiencing in the SPY right now, and even in some other stocks which are just inflating on a low volume, which is not at all a good sign. There could be a retracement happening in these stocks very soon. When we specifically talk in terms of AMC and GME, both of these stocks are getting heavy volumes in them, and still the stock price is not going up significantly. Now when we come over to the GME was up for 6.71% for the day. It had a high of $158.16. The average volume on GME is around 3.86 million, but today's volume was around 13.34 million. The volume has definitely gone up since yesterday in GME. Now, when we compare it with the average volume, definitely it is more than double the volume that we are experiencing in GME right now, as there is a lot of retail sentiment coming towards these stocks. Now, what is happening in these stocks right now is basically the shorts are covering. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of shorts, those who have established their position recently just before the Fed meeting, because there was a lot of negative sentiment towards the broader market and everybody was expecting GME to go down along with the broader market, but it didn't happen. There is a reversal in these stocks and the shorts have to cover their short position. Now when we come over to the SPY was up for 0.49% for the day. It had a high of $452.98. Now we know that from the last couple of weeks after the Fed meeting, we have been seeing SPY going up consistently every day. There is no significant pullback that we have experienced on the SPY. I would say SPY is doing far more better than the majority of the stocks in the stock market. The rest majority of the stocks in the stock market have gone down in value almost 50 to 60% from its all-time high. Now we just have to wait when the retracement is going to happen in this SPY. What could be that catalyst? Now let's talk about the wheat stock today. It was up for 22.81% for the day. It had a high of $8.66. So that's a very good sign in this stock that it's holding very well. Even in the aftermarket, it shows is down 2.69%. I personally believe there is still a little bit of upside into these stocks, and the decision will be finalized on the Monday, which is going to decide where this stock is going to go from here onwards. I personally believe still there is a little bit of upside in Tillery for next week as well. Now let's come over to the options flow for AMC. Now by looking at the options flow for what the whales are doing, they are on to the call side. They are buying a huge amount of call options, which indicates they are betting that the stock is going to go up from here onwards. When I bring down the premium and see what the retail is doing, majority of the retail are on to the upside as well, and all of them are betting that the AMC is going to go up from here onwards. The rest, there was nothing suspicious that came out of the options flow for AMC. Now let's come over to the options flow for GME. Now by looking at the options flow for GameStop, I can tell you very clearly majority of the retail are on to the upside for the stock. They are all of them buying call option. There was no big significant whale that came in which indicates some sort of a upward momentum into these two stocks, but majority of the retail are on to the upside for the GameStop. As we know that yesterday we had the put option going in a little bit more at the end of the day, but today as we can see all of them are covered. Majority of the options flow was on to the call side as compared to the put side. Now let's come over to the options flow for the SPY. Now by looking at the options flow for the SPY, I can tell you very clearly today there were a lot of significant amount of money that came into the SPY, and they were all betting that the SPY is going to go down from here onwards. Now there was this bet of $380 put option which is going to expire in another 96 days, and this individual is buying 75,000 contracts and he's paying $30.9 million for it. Now there was another one that was this $450 call option that's going to expire in 96 days, and he's buying 25,000 contracts and he's paying $46.5 million. Now, when I increase the premium and see what exactly the big whales are doing, majority of the whales are onto the downside. As you can see, there were these big bets that came in today and they were all onto the put side. There were only two of them which were onto the call side. There was another one which got cancelled. So right now, from my personal opinion, I don't think so there is any kind of a clear cut indication coming towards any direction. We might experience a pullback or we might keep going up. By looking at the options flow, I can tell you today was the day that I saw a very significant amount of put buying that was happening in the SPY. As you can see, this one $465 put that's going to expire in 83 days. This individual is buying 20,000 contract. He's paying $47.6 million for it. There was this $380 put, like I've showed you previously, 75,000 contracts. There's a $440 put expiring in 13 days, and this guy is paying $11.5 million and he's buying 33,820 contracts. Now, when I look at the put to call ratio, definitely the call side is slight bit higher as compared to the put side. Still, right now, in my personal opinion, there is no clear cut indication that is coming towards the market in which direction it's going to head from here onwards. Now we are definitely in situation where there is no positive news, there is no good news coming towards the stock market, and still it's going up. So most likely, in my personal opinion, it can go up for a few more weeks before any significant pullback come into the market. But definitely there will be a downtrend. But when I talk in terms of in a shorter period of time, there is no significant outcome that's coming out of the options flow. People are betting both towards the upside as well as the downside. As you can see, there was this 490 call option that's going to expire in 146 days, and this individual is buying 29,504 contract and paying $14 million for it. This individual is buying a 450 call option that's going to expire in 96 days, and he's buying 25,000 contract and paying $46.5 million. This was another one, $465 call option, going to expire in 83 days, and this individual is buying 20,000 contracts and he's paying $16.8 million for it. So you can imagine that there is a huge amount of money coming in and they are betting both ways, and there is no significant outcome coming out of the options flow. Now the only one that I saw was a little bit suspicious was this one, this 75,000 contracts for $30.9 million. That was the only trade I can say it made me a little bit more towards the downside, that this SPY might experience a little bit of downtrend for the next week. The rest we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.